Hi, my name is Jim Salsgiver and I'm running for Dorset Select Board. I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce myself and share some of the reasons I'm running for the Select Board and things that I think I could bring to the table if elected. As background, my wife and I moved to Dorset with our 4 kids a little over 15 years ago. And the real reason for our move was our kids. We felt that Dorset, we'd been coming here for a number of years, and felt Dorset was a much better place for our kids to grow up than the New York suburbs where we came from. And frankly, as parents tend to be a little bit biased about their kids, but we think that that's worked out extremely well. And the whole family, honestly, believes that the move to Dorset was one of the best moves of our lives. And now that the kids have grown up, they've had wonderful time at Dorset School and Burr and Burton. Then they've gone off. Now they're starting their careers and all. And then Mom and Dad are still left in Dorset, Vermont, because we love this place. So, why am I running for Select Board? My wife and I have a view that if a community gives a lot to you, then you have an obligation to give back to that community. And Dorset's been very good to us, and we've both tried to give back to the community. My wife, Cragen, she's been involved in a variety of things over the years, but now her big thing is she helps, she's one of the people who runs the barn sale, which is a big fundraiser for UCS. From my side, I've been involved in really education, energy, and emergency services over the years. But I've always had an interest in pursuing a position on the Select Board. Knew I'd want to do it at some point in time when the time was right. To kind of go through I was elected to the Dorset School Board in 2008, and at that time, I also joined the Bennington-Rutland Supervisory Union Board, and for the past couple of years, I've been chair of that board. When the Taconic and Green was created and sort of took over from the Dorset School Board, I ran for that board and was elected. So I'm serving on the Taconic and Green and the BRSU boards now. I also, in the past year, I took a board position on the Vermont School Board Association. That's as one of two reps from Bennington County serving on that. That's an organization that supports school boards all around the state. My work with the schools really led to my second thing, which was the Dorset Energy Committee. Back in 2009, the Dorset Energy Committee was relatively young, and one of the big projects they were working on was trying to improve the energy efficiency and to save money in different municipal buildings. And the Dorset School was one of those buildings they were working on. So I was assigned as the member of the Dorset School Board to liaise with the Dorset Energy Committee and help make that project happen. And honestly, I was so impressed with the Dorset Energy Committee and what they do that I decided to join it and have been a member since. Then in 2004, on the emergency services, in 2014, I got a call from Ben Weiss, who was president of the board of the old Manchester Rescue Squad, now Northshire Rescue Squad. And the board had just lost its finance person, and they were looking to fill that gap. Ben knew that I have a background in finance. And joining the Northshire Rescue Squad board was a really easy call. Northshire Rescue Squad, having an EMS service that's extremely high quality, when you're in a place that's a good distance away from the closest hospitals, is extremely important. It's one of those few cases where you can actually say that having high quality EMS in our area is a matter of life and death. So I've been really proud to serve on the Northshire Rescue Squad board and act as treasurer since then. So the question would come up, why now? Why am I interested in the Dorset Select Board now? I've had a lot on my plate. Really enjoyed doing all that work, spent a good number of hours on this work, but why is now a good time for me? And honestly, we've finished a couple of big projects on the education front. Everybody knows that Taconic and Green, creating that district, that actually took a couple of years of really, pretty concerted work to make that happen. And I'm really pleased because I think the Taconic and Green is really going to be, it's already having a positive impact, and I think it's going to continue to have even a more positive impact for our kids and for taxpayers. But that project is there's a lot more work to do, but that project is kind of behind us now. With the Rescue Squad, we had a couple of big projects too. One of them, similar to Taconic and Green, we serve 5 towns, and there was never really any structure to those relationships with the different towns. So we've now put in place and have up and running, we've put a board of representatives from each of the towns we serve to create a little more transparency as to how the squad is doing, a better communication between the squad and those towns, and also has the plus being the treasurer of putting us on a little bit more stable financial footing as a rescue squad. So a few other projects as well. Some of those projects are behind us. I also in the past year stepped down from a board that I had been on of a wonderful organization, BOMA Project, that is a fabulous organization, but I decided that I really wanted to focus on things that were more local community oriented, so I stepped off that board. And so all those things together led me to the conclusion that actually now is a time when I do have the capacity to do something new that I'm interested in doing. And so the select board, that's the reason I'm running for select board. What do I think I could bring to the table if I get elected as a member of the select board? There are a few different things. One that you don't often hear in elections, but I think is pretty important, something that I bring to the table is I know how to be a good board member, and I have a pretty good handle on what it takes to make a board effective and productive. And looking back, I mean, I joined the Dorset School Board about a decade ago, and frankly, when I joined that, I'd have to say I really didn't have much of an idea of what boards are really supposed to do or how board members are supposed to act and what their role is. But I've been a student of that over the years, and I think I've gotten a real appreciation for what it takes to be a good board member. To kind of flesh that out, a couple of specifics. I think that if you're on a board, one, personal agendas never belong on a board. They're not helpful. They can be very harmful. Another key element is boards always need to keep in mind who they serve. And in the case of the Dorset Select Board, the Dorset Select Board serves the Dorset community. Another important element on boards is you have to actually be forward thinking. Boards often get kind of, they end up spending a lot of time on the nitty-gritty activity in the town, which can be important, especially in an oversight capacity. But a board also needs to be looking forward into the future. They need to engage with the community and figure out with the community what is a vision for the community and what does it want to be. Which in the case of Dorset, it's probably not changing very much, but that it's important to understand and be consistent with the community as to what you're trying to achieve. A fourth thing is actually transparency. I believe boards. It's absolutely critical that boards always be transparent with their decisions, with their actions. So that's a long-winded way of saying that. First thing is how to be a good board member and how to help make a board work. Second thing I bring to the table is my financial background. What I find is in most boards that I've served with, my background is financial analysis, and on most boards, I find that most of the board members, when it gets down to budgeting and doing the financial end of the job, most board members do not find that to be their favorite part of the job. I actually really enjoy that. I think it's really important that on any board, every board member understands the finances of the organization, but I'm more than willing to kind of take more than my share of working on that end of things. A final thing, which is probably the most important thing I bring to the board, and I'm not unique in this, is a love for the town of Dorset. My family, again, it was one of the best moves we ever made to move to Dorset, and we love the heck out of the town. And my wife and I, I'm still here, the kids, visiting, and the entire family, fell in love with Dorset, the way Dorset is. And I think it's most of the community. It's really a belief that what we want for Dorset is for Dorset to remain the special place that we fell in love with in the first place. But what I've learned over time, especially working with the schools and all, if you have something really special that you want to hold on to, and that could be the Dorset School and its culture, or the town of Dorset and the feel of the town of Dorset and the way the town is. It actually takes some forward thinking, some vision to make that happen. Trying to keep a town like Dorset the special place it is, it actually takes some work. So I would love to be part of the leadership team on the select board that helps try to accomplish that, and doing the best for the town. So I would appreciate your support and your vote on March 5th. Thank you very much.